Hey everyone, here is a bonus episode provided by anotherpodcast.com. This episode is actually the CKLU show, Real Music, that I record with OJ Costello on Saturdays from 1 to 2:30 p.m. It's actually a proper radio station. It's live. It's an FM station here in Sudbury, Ontario, and we're trying to get some followers, and we're trying to build it. OJ's working real hard to have a format, and it's coming along nice. This is actually the third show. The first time that we decided to try to podcast it, we were joined by OJ's sister, Catherine, on the show. We talk about movies and music in movies. We feature some music, and also I asked Kid Russell if he could provide some music for the show, so he sent CHI, that's his new single, and I had to do a little bit of radio edit because it is actually live community radio, and we don't want to get in trouble with the CTC or CRTC or whatever it is. So here's the show. I'm going to put the intro that I created for OJ at the beginning, and then we're going to go from there. So I hope you enjoy it. It's going to be featured on another podcast for a while until OJ gets things together and gets a website. So this hopefully going up sometime, and it's just like a little bonus episode. So I hope you enjoy it. We work really hard, and we're trying to bring you something that you can listen to just as special bonus thing. Thanks for listening, everyone that's listening. Keep following everything on the show, but check out on Facebook Real Music on CKLU, I think it is. And that's REEL. And here is the show.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Lady, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave the store.
I turn down chicks left and right.
Your chicks are your left and right.
Enough! You are all of you beneath me. I am a god, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied by that.
Puny god.
It puts the lotion on. You have no idea what kind of hell I can bring you!
Oh, all right, enough, you broken record, okay? Been down here 2 weeks, man, what do you want?
It puts the lotion on its skin. Now!
Well, say it, don't spray it, brother, dang.
You know, there's a million fine-looking women in the world, dude. They don't all bring you lasagna at work. Most of them just cheat on you.
A date which will live in infamy.
Coming to you live from Laurentian University, CKLU 96.7 FM. This is Real Music.
How do you do?
Your bags are packed.
My bags are packed. I'm ready to go. Where are we going? Let's go. No!
Oompa thing. It's pretty original. Gotta get that.
In the studio today we have my co-host, James.
Hey.
And Catherine.
Hi. Your co-host.
So this week, Real Music, we got some special little announcements and such, and everything, and all the good little goodies that you've come to know from our show so far. We have some. Catherine, you got to see one of the new movies this weekend?
Yes, Looper.
Looper. How was that?
Very good. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody in the theater It was terrible. It was awful. I loved it. It was a good sci-fi movie.
Yeah?
It was really good. Especially the prosthetics that Joseph Gordon-Levitt wore to make himself look like a younger Bruce Willis. I bought it.
Oh, okay,
It was
cool.
really good.
Cool. So, another one that we talked about the week before was, I think you and I were talking about, because it was in limited run, was The Master.
Mm-hmm.
James?
Yeah.
And then Catherine and I, we were talking about last week too. It was, again, not a movie that came out. But this weekend, Sudbury got it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it opened up this weekend as well as the Maggie Gyllenhaal movie, Won't Back Down.
Yeah, that's that school one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And of all the movies playing up there right now, that one's rated G. So, yeah. So, it's got dark in here.
Yeah.
Aside from that, Hotel Transylvania, a kid's movie about Dracula opening up a hotel for his daughter and such. That opened up this weekend too. Really good numbers on that one. Because I worked yesterday there, I worked there, so some good numbers.
You work at Hotel Transylvania?
No, I work at the theater.
Oh,
yes.
okay, I see.
Speaking of which, remember a couple of weeks ago I asked you how much Finding Nemo would make?
Yeah, and you know
first
what?
Weekend, it was 3 million shy of what I said.
Yes,
20.
We were trying.
17.
Yeah, Kath and I we were discussing that too, and I had the numbers and everything here, but you weren't here.
Yeah.
So, but Resident Evil #1 that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But last weekend it was. I had it put off again. Okay, just so I don't forget, we have another Amanda Bynes story.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yes. People are really loving those Amanda Bynes stories. No, I've got the box office numbers from last week, and it was a close call. Because last weekend opened, it was the other Gyllenhaal movie, Jake,
yeah.
Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal. His movie came out called End of Watch, from the writer of Training Day. And you guys can talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, well, I mean, how did you happen to spy on that movie, OJ, at all? Like the End of Watch one?
A little bit.
Yeah.
It was a bit of more of a found footage.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like a found footage type of movie. And because there's a one scene where Jake and Anna Kendrick walk into where Michael Piani, I think it's Pena. He just had their child, and he comes in, and you see the footage looking at them from the door, down low, and all of a sudden the camera comes on Jake Gyllenhaal, and he's got a camera in his hand. So it's like one of those ones where it's like it looks like it's staged.
Yeah.
You know, obviously it is staged.
Because I like Training Day, so I wanted to check that one.
If you like Training Day, be sure to check out
End of Watch.
Street Kings.
Street Kings, yeah.
As well as there was another one too. They're all done by the same guy.
Mm-hmm.
They're like all the same type of movie, but all different. Like a lot of them take place in L.A.
Yeah.
Too. There's one I think they made a sequel to Street Kings, and it was in Detroit with Ray Liotta.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the numbers from last week. End of Watch, 13 million. House at the End of the Street, 12. And then Trouble with the Curve was third. With, again, just like 100,000 shy of House at the End of the Street. But the other one was Dread. It wasn't even the top 5.
Yeah, no, it was like, was it 5?
It was 6.
6, yeah.
Yeah. So it only made about just a bit over 6 million. But it's better than the other one, the other Judge Dredd that we talked about. I don't know. I don't know if I mentioned it to Catherine. We talked about Dredd coming out, and James always gets Judge Dredd and
Demolition Man. Yes, so do I. Yeah.
Mixed up all the time.
Yeah. So
darn that Rob Schneider.
Yeah. So aside from a little bit, I wanted to get. I saw this news item yesterday, and I had to share it because now he is Iron Man.
Yes.
Stan Lee had a pacemaker installed.
Yes.
So now he can go for another 90 years.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah. So he said he announced it on his Twitter. It's like he's that much closer to being Iron Man.
Yeah.
You know, all he needs now is the suit.
Yeah. He hasn't, like, when you look at him, he's looked the same for the past 25 years. It seems like he hasn't aged one bit.
No. Like, if you watch the movie Mallrats, which was his first cameo movie, to be for live action, because he's always done voice work on Fantastic Four, the Spider-Man cartoons in the 80s and 70s and that.
Yeah.
He's always done that, but starting with Mallrats was like when he actually started being on film. And he was himself, but he was a character because he had a full beard. Because he's famous for his mustache and that. But in Mallrats, he had the full beard and everything. And now he's the cameo king.
Yeah. Well, he's been in every Marvel movie pretty much, except
Pretty
for,
much.
like, Blade. Was in Blade.
Yeah, but it wasn't his creation. Same with Punisher. It wasn't his creation.
Yeah.
He likes being in the ones that he was involved with from the get-go. Say, just like the Avengers and the last one he was in, The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah. Refresh my memory in the Avengers. Where is he? Because I don't remember.
Oh, that's the whole... If you ever watch a show called Spoilers with Kevin Smith, he was like the guest when they went to go see... He took his audience to go see The Amazing Spider-Man. And when they come back, they discuss it. And then they have a guest on each week, and that week just happened to be Stan Lee. So they talked about all his cameos, and he said, talk about your Avengers cameos. It's like, well, that's the best part, because if you blink, you miss them. So that means that's why it made so much money. Because people would go back in line, buy another ticket just so you can see Stan Lee. It's at the ending sequence, the aftermath of everything. It's on the news media. That you're watching the whole panel of all this news media and everything. And he's one of the guys playing chess.
Yes,
you know, it's like,
I remember.
That's just what... This city doesn't need heroes. So,
yeah, I remember now. Yeah.
Now, Catherine finally got to see the Avengers.
Yes, I did.
Yes, and
yes.
And because James and I think we talked about it just like right now, and we talked about it last time too, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and of course you heard in the our new intro, the little Loki speech to the Hulk. A lot of people that have seen it, they know it. Catherine, what was your favorite scene in the movie?
Oh wow!
I'm putting you on the spot.
I don't know. It was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. I plan on watching it a few more times.
You can't pick a fight scene. That's what I told OJ on the podcast. You can't pick a fight scene as your favorite scene because that's so...
Well, now, okay, I'll admit that the scene that I kept rewinding was after they had... I can't even remember the scene, but the Hulk and Thor were standing there. And then just the Hulk just kind of, boom, Thor went flying.
I said that to James, too. That was one of my favorite scenes. And it's not so much just that scene. It's the whole leading up to it. Because it looks like it's one continuous shot. They go from one hero, something passes them, and they follow them, and then Tony joins Captain America on the ground, and then you see one of those giant worms that are going through the air, and it comes up to that. And you see Hulk and Thor fighting the bad guys on there too, and then they crash it, and then they get that whole punch. Yeah. You know. Yeah. And you also said you saw the Marvel one-shot. Item 47.
Item 47. Yes. Now, will this be a full-length movie, or was
no,
that just a one-shot?
It's a one-shot.
It was interesting.
Yeah, if people don't know, Marvel's been doing since I think they put it on since Thor. They've been doing these short films called Marvel One Shot. The first one was put on the Thor Blu-ray, and it was called The Consultant.
I've never even seen that. I have the Blu-ray.
Yeah,
and everything. Check that out.
And what it is, it's Agent Coulson and one of the other agents. They're just talking in a diner, and they're talking about... They're referencing the Incredible Hulk movie, and how they need somebody to recruit, blah, 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 and everything. And the one guy says to Coulson, we should... why don't you ask the consultant for help? It's like, no, I'm not going there. No, I'm not going there. And then they're still talking, and then it fades to black. It comes back, and they're talking there again. It's like some time later. It's like, so did you figure out the solution? So yeah, they called him a consultant. And then it cuts to the scene at the end of The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton, where Tony Stark shows up with the general in the bar because he's a consultant. But if you actually follow all the movies, you know that Iron Man 2 takes place before and during The Incredible Hulk.
The one with Edward Norton.
Yes,
Yeah.
With that storyline, because he hadn't become the consultant yet. So, and then, if you remember Iron Man 2?
Yes.
Catherine?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember when Agent Coulson shows up and he's doing the whole stick with him, whatever, and then he says he has to go back. He has to go to New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the movie, the end credits scene has him finding the hammer.
Yeah.
Well, on the Captain America Blu-ray, there is one called A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to New Mexico. And it takes place in a gas bar / convenience store where he's on his way to New Mexico. But he averts a robbery happening. That's all it is. It shows the action side of Agent Coulson. So that's two of Agent Coulson.
Well, I don't know if you heard this yet or not, but speaking about Agent Coulson, apparently on the Blu-ray release of The Avengers
in the UK,
he's not killed.
Well, the blade's been taken out.
Yeah.
I said this before to other people that seen it with me too, and everything. It's like Agent Coulson's not dead. You know, like the three of us, we've seen it now. Okay, when what's her name? Hill, the actress that plays Hill. She's from How I Met Your Mother. She said Agent Coulson didn't have those cards on him. They were in his locker. Why did you tell them that? And then Nick Fury says they needed a push.
Yeah. So
they needed that push. So he told them, yeah, it's too late. So they gave him that push. But Agent Coulson, they just created that character in the comic books.
So he can't die.
No, he can't. And there's talk, too, of, for the next one, they were going to bring in Vision and put Coulson's memories into him. It's not going to work.
Now, going back to Item 47, was it bad that I watched Item 47 before I watched The Avengers?
No, because you know what? You knew a bit about the Avengers, and all the commercials had showed those enemies anyway.
Yeah.
But
it kind of made sense because I was watching and I noticed different things in scenes like, well, there's 47, or not 47, but there's 36, and there's 46, and, well, there's the agent that was in Item 47, and yeah.
So
interesting.
And did you like the guy who was handing the orders? The actor who played the agent that got to have a Lizzie Chaplin as his assistant. That's the actor from...
Oh, Jesse Bradford, yeah.
No, not him. Yeah. That's her partner.
Oh, the agent.
The agent sitting down.
I can't remember who it was. Was it Ty Burrell? No. Right.
He played... This is going to get to our next section, that's why. He was, I think it was Jimmy, the Irishman. The Irish guy from Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, Titus Welliver. Yes.
And I get to this little segue because it's not that we like talking about people dying or anything, but a actor who was in Sons of Anarchy, he passed away this week.
Johnny Lewis.
Yes, the guy who played Prospect.
Half-sack,
yeah. And why was he called Half-sack?
Oh, one testicle.
Yes.
He lost it in the war.
But apparently, there's lots of thing with that. Like, apparently he killed his landlady and then was on the roof and heard the police coming. This is what I heard today. Yeah. So it's
so there's there's so much mystery. Yeah. Like there's so much speculation going on.
I read the whole TMZ article and I watched TMZ Live, but apparently he was on PCP or meth. Killed his landlord, dismembered his cat. And he went after the I don't know, there was 2 painters. He went after them and jumped.
Yeah. Yeah, and he still has. I looked at his IMDb page, and there's another movie coming out that he's in.
Yeah.
You know. So, I'm not gonna say.
R.I.P. Johnny Lewis.
Yeah. Okay. Another actor who passed away is Herbert Loom, L-O-M. You guys know who he is?
I didn't hear this,
No? No. Well, he's 95 years old. And he played the Inspector Clouseau's boss in all those Pink Panther movies with Peter Sellers.
Oh.
Yeah, he passed away this week. As well as a big bucket of wind for the late Andy Williams.
Mm-hmm.
He's famous for, the song Moon River. He's famous for actually starting up in Branson, Missouri. He's been performing there since, it had been, the 60s. He's always there. Right up until he passed away, he was still performing.
I always thought that he invented Branson, Missouri.
That's what I thought, too.
Yeah.
And then until I found out that, that was Charles. He invented that city. But then they said, no, Branson, not Bronson. So, as a little tribute to Andy Williams, I already had two requests emailed to me. One email, 2 requests in it, was actually from my sister. We should play this song in tribute, and my dad as well. So we're going to play a little bit of Andy Williams for you. Make sure I got the right cue up here. And with a little bit of a sound bite, because I always like to adding sound bites in there. So, and then we're just going to take a little bit of a breather while you listen. Enjoy.
He will be missed.
So, my kidneys feel a lot better in this position. Maybe it's just that I'm not doing any calisthenics. If I did some sit-ups in the morning or bent over like this, I'd probably feel 100% better. Moon River. Thank you.
And that was, of course, Moon River. And by the late Andy Williams. Excuse you.
Thank you.
No problem. So we talked about what was out last week. Upcoming this weekend, we had. Last week we talked about DVD Tuesday. What did we call it, Heather?
Well, this week it was DVD Wednesday.
Yeah, we went on the Wednesday.
DVD Wednesday.
Yeah.
But it's usually DVD Tuesday.
Yeah. So, so this week in DVD Tuesday, and when I talked about DVDs, now it's going to be Blu-rays. We're still trying to figure out a name for it. Instead of DVD Tuesday, it's going to be Blu-rays. Because a lot of the movies that are coming out now are old ones, but coming out for the first time on Blu-ray. Like a few weeks ago, it was the Indiana Jones Adventures. All 4 movies available for the first time on Blu-ray, all together. I think it's a money grabber by Lucas, just because it's all together. They did the same thing with Star Wars, and then they separated them all afterwards. Same was like on the first time on DVD. It was just in the box set they're available in. Then the following year, they separated them. Then the following year, they still had them separated, but then they included the original theatrical release. Whether you got either the full screen or the widescreen, you got the widescreen version of the original theatrical version.
Mm-hmm.
I had, when I was working at Music World, I had a call from our downtown store. It's like, oh, what's the difference, OJ? It's like, what are you trying to buy? It's like, well, I want to get the original theatrical version of it. So what do I get, the widescreen or the full screen? It's like, whichever one you want, because the theatrical version is the widescreen. So the popular movie, the famous movie there, Annie. It's coming out on Blu-ray.
Oh, right on.
And of course, also another kids movie, Cinderella, the classic Disney animated film. It's getting it's also getting a 3-disc set as well.
They're finally letting her out of the vault.
Yeah. It was funny too because last week Catherine and I, we were going through this list and we saw one on there. It was what was it? It was strippers versus werewolves.
Yes.
Yeah. And not thinking anything of it, we were just happened to be out on Wednesday, and I said, "Gather, look, they have it," and they had it at HMV.
Yeah, HMV seems to have a lot of stuff that you wouldn't get at Walmart.
Oh, a lot of stuff they don't have at Walmart.
Yeah.
And
if they don't have it, they'll be glad to order it for you.
Yeah. Another one, another Blu-ray special anniversary edition is coming out from Disney is Pete's Dragon. That's getting a release too. That would be the 35th anniversary of Pete's Dragon.
Wow.
Yeah. But the 25th anniversary edition of Princess Bride comes out on Tuesday as well. Have you seen it, James?
I've seen The Princess Bride a long time ago.
Yeah.
Not the new release.
It's the same thing.
I know.
It's just on Blu-ray now.
Yeah.
And aside from that, there's a few little ones, like Universal's putting out the Essential Collection of their Universal Monsters collection. I believe it's Frankenstein, Dracula, The Mummy, and... oh, I can't remember the other one now. It was the werewolf one. I can't remember the actual name of it now. But I always like seeing these... commercials and trailers and promos because the Hotel Transylvania came out with all those characters in it, and people saying, it's like, who's your favorite monster? Frankenstein? Because Frankenstein is not his name. He was never given a name. Frankenstein was the guy who created him.
Yeah.
You know? And that gives me, I might as well just mention it right now, Daniel Radcliffe, famous for Harry Potter. He wants to play Frankenstein's monster in an upcoming movie.
He's not tall enough.
I know. But at least he'll be familiar with all the scars.
It's a lot more scars then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if they want to shock him, they can go ahead and do that, but he's not tall enough.
He'd be playing Frankenstein with an eating disorder, maybe? I don't know. Just kind of small.
Small person Frankenstein?
Yeah.
So. Now, of course, if you're dialing us on the radio right now, you know where we are. We're on CKLU 96.7. Tell your friends. Of course, we're available also streaming online at cklu.ca. Just click on the streaming line, and you'll be listening to us. You don't have to be in Sudbury to listen to us. You can listen to us everywhere. Like, we've got people all across the country, even in the U.S., listening to us, as well as overseas. Or anybody can listen to it, as long as you have a good DSL line and internet browser.
You have to remember, some countries have us blocked.
Oh, yes.
So you can't listen.
But there's still there is people overseas that are listening to us.
Yes.
You know.
Hello, overseas people.
Yes. Hola. That's not right, eh? No. Bonjour. Okay. Oh, and to our England friends, oi.
Hello.
Hello. So yeah, so it's 1:30 on our local time, and you're listening to Real Music with OJ,
James,
Catherine.
Yeah, and we're just talking about movies. That's what this show is all about. I have a little bit of a funny little soundbite I would like to play for us.
And for you at home.
And for everybody at home. It's almost like it's a fake commercial that I found, and I thought, and I'm going to go right into some score that came from that movie as well. So again, you listen to Real Music on CKLU 96.7. And we're back. That was, of course, from Sid Haig from House of a Thousand Corpses, reprising doing his role of Captain Spaulding.
Gotta love Captain Spaulding.
Gotta love it. That was a little soundbite from the actual beginning of the movie, and of course that was a piece of score from House of a Thousand Corpses. Written and directed by Rob Zombie. Next year it celebrates its 10th anniversary of release.
Really?
Yeah. It was made in 2000, though. That was the only thing. We talked about DVDs coming out. There was but now we got there's movies that are coming out next Friday that should be of interest to some people. The new Zac Efron movie. I don't know if anyone's heard of it.
Yeah, I was totally
Matthew
up on,
McConaughey?
I'm up on the Zac Efron news.
Yeah, I know you are.
Yeah.
It's called The Paperboy.
Paperboy.
Okay, I did hear about that one actually,
No?
but no.
Oh, you heard about High School Musical 4?
Yeah, I did. I totally want to watch that.
Don't you?
Yeah.
First in line.
Another one that's coming out with Olivia Wilde is called Butter. Catherine's nodding her head. She's heard of it.
I've seen the trailer. It looks quite funny.
From the trailer? What's it about?
It's about a butter sculpting contest.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ty Burrell's in that
Yes.
one. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks pretty fun.
I remember seeing something about it, like probably about like back in March or something. Like that. We had a pre-show at the theater.
Yeah, Jennifer Garner's in it too.
Yes,
as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
With Ben Affleck.
Uh-huh.
And of course, if you haven't heard yet, the new Liam Neeson movie is out next Friday called Taken 2.
Yeah.
So his daughter gets taken again.
Again.
No, it's not his daughter.
No?
The first one, they were after his daughter. Now
Yeah.
they're coming for him.
Oh, okay, yes.
The daughter has to save him.
Save him, yes.
So it's a reverse Taken.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's still going to kill them. You know what? For watching the trailer itself, there's some dialogue in there saying that talking to the bad guy who plays the homeless guy in Batman Begins, gives him his jacket.
You know who that guy is, eh?
Boris the Blade.
Yes.
From Snatch.
One day I was watching it, when I was watching it again the second time, I was like, hey, that's Boris the Blade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he plays the father of one of the sons that were killed in the first one, and he extracts his revenge onto Liam Neeson, and Liam Neeson has a line where he tells him that I kill you, then your brothers will come after me, and don't worry, I'll kill them too. It's like, you're setting up a sequel. No, already this movie's not even out yet.
Yeah.
But there is. They've already confirmed that there is no Taken 3.
Depends how much money they make on this one.
Well, yeah. Well, they're already working on, and I've seen the trailer for it. The other, because it's written by famous writer, European writer, Luc Poisson. What's his name?
I could probably say it if I see it.
You know what? I'm always pronounced. Yeah, he's the one that he directed The Fifth Element. He's the creator of the Transporter series as well. Yeah, he did La Femme Nikita, the original French language one. And what's his name was in it? Jean Reno was in it, and he Luc developed another script for him called The Professional. Or the original title was called Léon. For people who know it as a professional, now it was Natalie Portman's first film. Very adult-driven, story-wise. And she was a child actor. I think she must have been like a bit older than Hit Girl when she did Kick-Ass. In Kick-Ass, she was doing all those swears in that one, you know. And but it was more of a like Gary Oldman's in it too, plays a corrupt cop. And Danny Aiello is in it as well.
Heard they're doing a sequel to Kick-Ass.
They are?
Yes, they're filming now in Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim
Carrey. Jim Carrey.
I heard he's a villain in it.
Yeah. And apparently, my old buddy Nick Cage comes back as Big Daddy.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
You look on the IMDb page, and he's there. He's listed as Big Daddy.
Yeah.
You know,
you can't do a movie without Nick Cage.
You can't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, what's your favorite line, Catherine, from Nick Cage? Nickel Cage? There we go. We were discussing last week. Catherine was on her own little Nickel Cage film festival of her own.
Yeah.
She's watched them all now.
No, there's
Stolen
still a few that
and something else.
I'm
right?
still waiting. on Stolen.
Weren't you the one that hadn't seen Gone in 60 Seconds like after like 14 years, and then you watched it all of a sudden?
No, it's Con Air.
Oh, Con Air.
Con Air, The Rock.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you hadn't seen Gone in 60 Seconds ever. That was probably one of his better ones, actually.
Yeah. But he kind of ruined.
Okay, that part there is bad. But
I listened to Rewind, not to boast anybody else's radio station, but he kind of ruined that song for me.
Oh, the writer?
Yeah,
the war?
yeah. Let's go. But no, I'm still not done with him, I don't think. But I still have yet to get through Raising Arizona. It's a classic.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Kick-Ass, since we were just talking about that, it's a nice little segue.
Oh, there you go.
Mark Millar? Yeah, Millar. Has just been hired on by Fox to be the consultant for their Marvel movies. Which Fox owns the X-Men franchise. Mm-hmm. That's including the Wolverine. That's in production right now in New Zealand.
Japan. Isn't it in Japan?
I don't know if they're in Japan yet. I know I did see footage of them in Australia. Mm-hmm. And, of course, X-Men, as well as Fantastic Four. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, Fox also owns the rights to Daredevil and
Silver Surfer.
Well, no, that's part of Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
because they were able to use them in the last Fantastic Four movie. They can develop a movie with that character without buying the rights from Marvel, because they already put it in the movie. They can use Galactus any way they want as well. There was talk that, like with Daredevil, their rights are going to elapse this coming October 10th, I believe it is. Mm-hmm. And Marvel was willing to extend it for them if they can have Silver Surfer and Galactus. And I guess negotiations fell through and they didn't want to, so I think they're going to just let Daredevil lapse.
Do you think they wanted Silver Surfer and Galactus for the Avengers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because with Thanos.
Yeah.
Now, Catherine, you watched the Avengers?
Yes.
And you let it play to the end of the credits?
Yes.
You don't even have to let it play to the very end.
No, yeah, it's just shawarma at the end of the credits itself. You saw that part?
The shawarma scene,
yeah,
yes.
Okay. But the scene where, after the animation credits, it goes to a moon, and then you see the guy talking, and the guy turns around, and he gives that big grin on the purple face.
Yeah.
That is a character named Thanos. He's famous for the Infinite Gauntlet. And he is... What Darkseid is to the DC universe, that's what Thanos is. Thanos is one of those ones where he's out there in the universe somewhere. And that's how they're going to get away with... That's how Marvel's going to... They're going to succeed with this... going into outer space, type of thing.
When I seen that first shot show up, you see the moon and all that stuff. My original thought, that quick in that amount of time, was Galactus.
Yeah, I know, eh?
Yeah, and then I saw that character and I was like, Darkseid?
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah.
What?
No, Thanos.
Oh yeah, I had to look it up.
Yeah.
Who's the?
A lot of people, and you know what too? A lot of people are. There's an article online saying that. Doing the review of it, and they just released some of the conceptual art for the character, and I said a lot of people in the theaters were acting like they knew who he was. You know, it's like I saw it 3 times, and I knew exactly who it was. I didn't know going into it that they were doing that. Mm-hmm. It's like I don't know. It's like geek overload. Like, you know, like you got this Marvel superheroes all together in one movie. You go for a few minutes of credits, and all of a sudden you give them an extra piece of, yeah, see you in 3 years, you know, type of thing. It's like, yes, you know, like they're working on a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and they've said also just recently that Thanos is going to be in that one as well, just so they can, because they do have Iron Man 3 coming out next year and Thor, and then Captain America after that with the same summer Guardians of the Galaxy. So they have to work it, because that's their phase 2 section of the whole thing. So once they get into, because they're going to be establishing a few new characters in Thor, they've already announced some actors. Christopher Eccleston, okay, played Doctor Who. He was in Gone in 60 Seconds. Played the bad guy. Eccleston. He's coming on board to play a character. They're still filming right now in England. We talked about it. It was amazing seeing just photos from the set that it's not green screen. The only green they have there is the forest. You know, it was cool seeing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then with Captain America, I think we talked about it. Anthony Mackie, the actor from the Adjustment Bureau, he's playing the Falcon, which is Marvel Comics' first African American superhero. He was created in the late 1960s. But they're bringing in the Captain America story is going to be present day, but it's called The Winter Soldier. So they're going to be incorporating Bucky back into it. The actor Sebastian Stan, I think that's his name. He's reprising his role as well as Bucky.
How does Bucky last that long?
Okay, I think I discussed this with Catherine as well.
Did you? Okay, answer me after.
I'm going to ask you right now. And maybe some of our listeners as well. But Bucky died, you know.
I know he didn't die, but I'm just saying, how did he last that long? Because
now, yeah, I probably told you too that you saw it, Catherine. You look puzzled. Captain America, the movie.
Yeah, who's Bucky?
Bucky is his buddy that went off to war.
It's been a while since
James
I've seen
Barnes.
Captain America.
His name is James Barnes, actually, and he for some reason he got the nickname of Bucky. But it's Steve Rogers' best friend.
Oh, okay.
And when after he got the serum, he was doing the whole USO type of tour, and he ended up over there, and it was his infantry that was just got back, and there was only half of them showed up, whatever. So he goes off and he tries to rescue him. Well, I told you, he fell off a train in doing one of their missions into the
ravine,
river, ice, snow, cold. Okay, Winter Soldier. But you also got to remember too, you got to go back to when Captain America went into that to rescue everybody, like Dum Dum.
They were doing experiments on him.
He was the only one that was away from everybody, and he was in a daze because he didn't know. Steve, is that you? What are you doing here? It's like,
yeah, I didn't
fight in the war. Yeah,
thanks.
So he was being experimented on as well. So that's why he'll survive that fall. As soon as I saw him fall into that ravine, it's like, I can't wait for that sequel now. And then when they announced it at Comic-Con, it was just like, mind explosion type of thing. So
geek overload.
Yes, exactly. So they'll introduce Winter Soldier, and then going into Guardians of the Galaxy, in essence, would be a prelude to Avengers 2, which a few weeks ago, or August, Joss Whedon just got signed on to write and direct Avengers 2, as well as develop a untitled Marvel TV show for ABC. Now, whether they put it on ABC, I think they are going to be putting it on ABC. It'll probably hit production soon, so they've already greenlit a season, or at least a pilot, so they can see where they're going to go with it. And it'll probably come out next fall season, and it's called S.H.I.E.L.D. So it's everything that happens at S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm not too sure whether or not they're going to involve Ryan Hill, who the actress, she's on How I Met Your Mother. But with item 47, you got Jesse Balfour there.
Bradford.
Who was the other guy I was thinking of then? He's from Hackers, though, right? In Clock Stoppers? He was in Hackers.
Jesse Bradford.
Yeah, Bradford,
yes.
yeah.
Yes. Now, while we're talking about Marvel, I just wanted to ask, I was randomly searching for actors on IMDb. And
That's called stalking.
A little bit, yes. It's non-Nick Cage related, though. I'd come across this actor, Adrian Pasdar, and I'd seen on his resume Iron Man. It's a TV series. Are you...
Maybe that's the cartoon back in the 90s?
No, 2012. Mm-hmm. And another actor I hit on, I can't remember, not hit on, but I can't remember who it was. Wolverine, 2012 TV series. Are you guys aware of this? No?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'll have to do
We can look
research.
it up. I'll look it up in the next break on the phone and check it out.
Yeah, and it looks like there's been a few episodes.
Because there is a current Iron Man cartoon that's on TV.
Yeah, there's also there's the anime TV shows that they do too. There's a Blade anime, and there's a X-Men anime.
Okay.
That they released. I think it was on G4 Tech TV. Mm-hmm. They had on there, not in Canada, but in the States version of it, and they just got released onto DVD. So, yeah. So you guys want to know some more Marvel stuff?
Some more Marvel stuff?
Is there more?
Yeah,
There's always more.
Last week at Comic-Con in Montreal, Patrick Stewart was there. He couldn't come to the Toronto one, but he'll go to the Montreal one, and he was asked a question about Professor Xavier. His response to it was, "I'll be back."
Is that what he says?
Yeah. Not that he says it, but he said that he is going to be reprising his role as Charles Xavier.
How's it even possible unless they do the future stuff? It makes no sense.
Well, the next movie they start filming in January with Matthew Vaughn directing. Mm-hmm. Everyone coming back, but the first one was called the last one was called First Class. This one is basing it on the 80s miniseries of Days of Future Past.
That's the only way that they could do it, is you'd have to be in the future.
Yeah, but they also have to bring in Wolverine as well. They have to have everybody back.
Not for like a quick second like the last movie?
Oh, that was hilarious. We talked about that on our first show, and how Wolverine, like Hugh Jackman's filming right now, and we talked about the sequel to First Class coming up, and how Wolverine is one of two actors that have been in all 5 X-Men related movies. Of course, the other one being, do you know?
Sorry, I was stretching and
we're blocking your ears, even though you have earphones on.
Yeah.
Rebecca Romijn.
Oh, so
she was in. Oh, she wasn't in the. Was she?
She was in First Class for a split second.
No. Yeah. Rebecca was, and so she was only in 4. She was in the 3 X-Men movies. Mm-hmm. And then First Class. Mm-hmm. Hugh Jackman has the only swear, or at least the first swear, in First Class. They just come in because they're recruiting everybody. We're talking.
You haven't watched this? You haven't
watched it?
I haven't seen it, no. This is the only X-Men movie I haven't.
Okay, take off your earphones so you don't hear us.
Okay, yes,
she's going to hear us anyways.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Don't worry.
I'll go block my ears.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's got the only swear in the movie, so... well, Catherine just took a
breather.
A premature breather, as it were. And with that, I'm going to give us a little bit of ourselves a little thing. I know there's a lot of sports going on around campus. There's soccer. They got lacrosse here.
Mm-hmm. I seen that last weekend, actually, because my daughter plays high school basketball.
Yeah.
and we were over at the Ben Avery complex.
Yes, I'm familiar with that place, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm over there, and we're on a little break, and I look out the window. I thought they were playing soccer in the rain. I was like, wait, that's lacrosse. I'm like, ever cool. I didn't even know. I was like, I didn't even know they played lacrosse.
So, and on the way up here, of course, you have to pass James Jerome, the old Lily Creek, and they got football. They got Joe Mack playing out there, Joe Mack youth football. So, I thought, I wanted to play some football music. So I found this here just recently, and we're going to listen to, it's a little bit of score from Remember the Titans, as well as some dialogue, of course. Take a listen.
We will be perfect.
You didn't finish your...
I'm OJ.
I'm James.
I'm Catherine.
Can you hear there?
Yeah.
Okay, Catherine, can you hear you?
Once I put my earphones on, I think so. Yeah, somebody else talk.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah,
Hello.
it's like our first time or something like that.
Yeah. Do you want to mention the special project as well?
Which special project was that?
Well, the one that we're actually doing while we do this. So we're going to record it.
Oh, yes. So we're trying to, we're experimenting right now. We're still in the developing stages of making this available online. Separate from you listening to us live right now. So it'll be part of a podcast type of thing.
Yeah, in case you miss it.
Yeah.
So right now what we're going to do is I actually have a podcast. So we're going to host it on there for the next little bit until we get it up and running on a separate page.
And what's the name of the website again?
It's anotherpodcast.com. It's EHNOTHER podcast.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we just recorded one this morning too, remember?
Yeah, we recorded a podcast this morning and talked about movies and some other stuff, and then now we're talking about movies and stuff here.
Yeah.
So it's great.
So they just came out too this week. Get into more DVD news, I guess. They released images of the collector's edition of Dark Knight Rises, and it comes with a broken cowl.
Well, yeah, because when Dark Knight Rises, in that movie, his mask does get broken off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Catherine's still in the room.
I didn't know she hadn't seen it.
No, I haven't seen it. That's okay, though. Go ahead.
Oh.
I'll pretend like I'll play with my new phone. It's okay. Go ahead.
You had to see it in the trailer. It's right in the trailer. Bane walks out with it in his hand and throws it to the side.
Yeah, he just throws it down.
Oh.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't notice that part.
Oh.
I know, yeah. Go ahead.
I feel bad now.
No, I know, it's okay.
Now you're not going to understand the DVD section.
You should have went on opening night because there was nobody there. I mean, I understand what happened down in Colorado, but there was nobody there at the theater. There really wasn't.
I think maybe that's why I didn't go see it. I was just scared to go see it. I don't know. I was one of those people. But that's okay. It's not the first time a movie's been spoiled for me, so...
No, I guess with OJ as a brother, you would have a few spoiled.
Yeah. That's okay. I'm used to it. It's all right.
My middle name should have been called Spoiler.
No, because then your first name's OJ. Spoiler. Doesn't work.
Okay, so so Dark Knight comes out in December. Dark Knight Rises.
Knight Rises. Yes.
Yeah. Did you have something to say about Dark Knight?
I do. I actually have. I talked to OJ earlier, and I said, do you mind if we get some actual artists to submit their music for the radio show?
Yeah.
And he was all fine for it. So I have a guy, his name is Kid Russell. You can look him up online, kidrussellmusic.com. And he submitted a song to me. It's one of his new tracks. And Dark Knight and all those movies were filmed in Chicago.
Yeah.
This is where this guy's from. He has some pretty good stuff, so we actually have some of his music to play whenever you're ready.
Yeah, we can play one right now.
We can play one right now? Yeah. Okay, I actually have to stop the little recording, but yeah.
T-H-I-C-A-G. I'm from the city, second chances, built from out the ashes. Pippin and Jordan used to dish at the Paxson. Now we got our faith in, rose so amazing. My city is the city every athlete wants to play in. Cause we got a skyline, and we got a lakeshore. Rolling down I-90, man, you know we major. Summer ain't no other place you would ever wanna be. Ladies shed their winter coat, you think the loop is South Beach. Sipping on a 312, chilling at the double door. Watching some of the best local music that you ever saw. yeah, said you ever saw. We should have a couple labels built out here, bro, but instead we gotta grind hard, so we gotta grind cards. Going international from our own backyards. I dream as big as my city. I know there's plenty other people in my city with me. I'm from the C, the C, H, the H, I, C, A, G. From the gold, the windy city, the shy, the second city got big shoulders till we die. I'm from the C, the C, H, the H, I, C, A, G. From the gold, the windy city, the shy, the second city got big shoulders till we die. Catch me on Pulaski Day, eating the Al's beef, hitting on the beautiful ladies at UIC. Catch me in the springtime at a Cubs game, drunk as hell, screaming at the players on the other team. Or in the fall, tailgating the Soldiers Field. If the old don't score, tell them how I feel. In the shy, yo, we always keep it real. That's why all over the world we have so much appeal. We the heart of a nation, a place for vacation, where tourists eat deep dish pizza with elation. And tell their friends, Sears Tower's so legit. And we say that Willis' name ain't shit. From actors to rappers, from brokers to ballers, we all on the L train trying to make a dollar. In my city we go, go, go. We work hard, play hard, and we party till 4. From the C, the H, the H, I, C, A, G. From the gold, the windy city, the shy, the second city got big shoulders till we die. I'm from the C, the H, the H, I, C, A, G. From the gold, the windy city, the shy, the second city got big shoulders till we die. I've been to Philly for a cheesesteak, Boston for a Sox game, New York for some business, LA to get laid, Vegas like a rock star, Denver ski to Rockstar, Miami hit the clubs, New Orleans for a Mardi Gras. But I ain't never been to another place that made me wanna leave the Great Lakes. And when it's hot outside, our city comes alive. Gotta work on our own murder rate, but we got jazz, blues, speed, rap, and the juke. Got Common and Lou, and Kid on that new. Got Piven and Barack, Billy Deck and Oprah, and so many more working our way to the top. Got the C-Bot, where I first got fired. Whatever happened to the fucking Spire? No matter where I go around the globe, after rocking the show, I can't wait to get back home. I'm from the C, the H, the H, I, C, A, G. From the gold, the windy city, the shy, the second city got big shoulders till we die. I'm from the C, the H, the H, I, C, A, G. From the gold, the windy city, the shy, the second city got big shoulders till we die. I'm from the C, H, I, C, A, G.
Yeah. I like the references there to all the landmarks in Chicago too.
Yeah, and Jordan and Pippen and
Wrigley Field
and Soldier Field and everything else.
Yeah.
But he didn't mention Oprah. No.
Barack though, he's from Chicago. So we want to give out some little bit of news, some headlines as it were. Last week, Catherine and I, we talked about Little Miss Trouble. Not Lindsay Lohan, but the new one, Amanda Bynes. She got caught with, what was it, a hit and run?
Hit and run from April.
And it was a
from April and August.
Yeah, and it was she was driving on a suspended license.
And both times she left the scene. So, but apparently she did plead not guilty to 2 counts. And
to the current one, yeah?
Yeah, and she's going back to court in October.
Okay.
And she could be facing up to a year in jail. Well, she's not acting, so
why not?
She's got the free time.
I think the last one I saw her in was Easy A with Emma Stone.
Yeah.
So
apparently, and I heard this, her parents sold their house in Arizona to go to LA to try to
help her,
wrangle her in. Yeah.
As long as she's not like parents like Lindsay Lohan. Her parents.
Do the math. Yeah.
So as well as like Hollywood news, we also have some Hollywood North news.
Mm-hmm.
And when people used to say Hollywood North, it's like filmed in Vancouver and Toronto and
Winnipeg,
of all places, But you don't think of Sudbury. And like ever since, I don't know, like this summer has been non-stop of movies filming in Sudbury. Like last year there was 2 filmed. the Zomcom, the zombie comedy, A Little Bit Zombie, was filmed here in Sudbury. And then last November, The Truth was filmed here. It stars Forrest Whitaker, Andy Garcia, and
Eva Longoria.
Eva Longoria. And who else? There's 2 other guys in it.
And Kim Coates.
Kim Coates and Kevin. He was in,
Kevin Durant.
Yeah, he was in. You said something during the break, and he said, "Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. No, superhero hour." It's like no.
Yeah,
because we're all talking about comic books. Now I'm talking about a movie that was filmed in Sudbury, and all I can think about is like, oh crap, another comic book is going to come out of my mind right now. Because he was in X-Men Origins, Wolverine. He played Blob.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. That guy's from Canada, eh?
Yeah, he's Canadian too.
Yeah, he's from I think he's from Thunder Bay.
Even better.
Yeah,
he's Ontario, so.
Yeah,
but that's close to Winnipeg, though. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, I suggested to OJ that we change the name from Real Music to Superhero Hour of Power or something like that.
Yeah, but we're an hour and a half.
That's pretty much.
Yeah, but it's an hour and a half. Is that what a superhero hour is? Is it an hour and a half?
Exactly.
Yeah, because if you're going to save the world from destruction, you need at least an hour and a half.
You need that extra hour.
Yeah,
you got to have some shawarma.
Yeah.
So, Jason Priestley left town a few weeks ago. Finished rapping in Sudbury on his filming Cass and Dylan, and it stars
Richard Dreyfuss.
Richard Dreyfuss from the movie Jaws.
Yeah,
from the movie Jaws. Of all things. Yeah, and right now they're filming William Baldwin, as we found out earlier.
Yeah, William on
William
IMDb.
Baldwin. Yeah,
because I was making reference in the podcast that we recorded earlier that. He was in Hawaii Five-0, and OJ was like, huh? I got him on the TV stuff. He's got me on movie stuff, but I got him on TV stuff.
Yeah. But I still think that Adam Baldwin's my favorite Baldwin.
Of the non-Baldwins. Of the famous non-Baldwins.
Yeah, but he's famous.
He's a non-Baldwin brother, though.
Yeah, but he is famous, and his last name is Baldwin, so... He's from Firefly and Chuck, and that's TV, so we're talking about movies right now, and... Of course, Billy Baldwin was in Sudbury, and
still is.
They're filming they're filming a Hallmark movie of the week here called "Be My Valentine." I believe it's called that one.
Yeah,
I'm asking Catherine because
we looked up. Well, we looked it up.
Yeah, we looked it up as well, but I'm referring it to Catherine because
one day after work last week, a friend of mine came by and said, "Let's go check out the movies they're filming downtown." So we. Really, I can't remember what street it was. I want to say not Larch.
But it was down on Old City Hall, right?
Right at the Old City Hall. And we saw the fire trucks go storming down the street. And about 10 minutes later, I grabbed my friend. There he is. Who? Billy Baldwin. He was about 15 feet away from us. And about 10 minutes after that, I believe it was David Anselmo. Hey, you guys want to be in a movie? Okay. So we were background actors.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And it was like, you don't say nothing, and you don't say nothing.
Yeah.
Then act surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we had to react to a fire up there, and the first take, they come off the truck, let's go, boys. And I think I was the only one reacting. And I heard somebody, when they cut, they're all looking like zombies. That's filming next weekend.
Yes, they actually started this past Thursday on the other film they're filming here in Sudbury called The Returned. It's a zombie movie, and they're the ones. I think they're the ones closing off Elm Street, which is kind of funny because it's a zombie movie, and Elm Street of all places we have a street called Elm Street. Mm-hmm. So now people are commenting, "Nightmare on Elm Street." No, James?
Yeah. No. It's kind of funny, but...
Okay.
Now, just to stick to your superhero power of hour, I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, but there's another low-budget movie filming. I believe it's called Luxion.
I saw that too, yeah.
Luxion.
Yeah.
And again, my friend and I, we were going this evening to be extras, and it's a superhero movie.
Well, that's cool.
It looks pretty low budget, yeah.
We don't like
interesting.
We don't like low budget superheroes. No, just kidding.
He's almost like a kick-ass kind of costume he's got, but with a cape.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There's no other way to make a segue to this little break. I wanted to play some Canadian music. We're 3 shows. This is our 3rd show in, and we haven't played any Canadian artists on here yet. So, a few weeks ago, last week we didn't really get a chance to talk to it because they released a new trailer for The Hobbit, which is the prequel to Lord of the Rings. And Howard Shore, Canadian composer, wrote all the score for the original trilogy of Lord of the Rings, as well as he's coming back on board to do the story of Bilbo Baggins, as it were, for The Hobbit. So I got a song here from the last Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. So we're just going to listen to it, and then we'll come back. And, of course, you listen to real music on CKLU.
Benson can play the clip from Clerk.
Bilbo's song from the movie Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. And, of course, I do have to mention that coming up next on CKLU is The Way Out. It comes up at the bottom of the hour at 2:30. Of course, you're listening to us on CKLU. This is Real Music. I'm your host, OJ, with
James
and
Catherine. And I've been talking to some people, and we've been getting a lot of good responses from the show. And had some people, I've actually approached them, and we're going to have some guests on the show. I'm not sure if I've mentioned it to either one of you. But in October, we're going to have some good guests in the show. You guys playing with stuff over there?
Not yet, no.
Hands in your pockets, please.
Oh.
It's right beside you.
My microphone condom came off.
Okay. So, so next month, October, which is the month of Halloween, we're going to have some guests on. We're going to have a special one for the last Saturday, and it's going to be a horror-themed episode of real music, and it's going to involve like Halloween music, stuff like that. It's just scary stuff, and we're going to have a special guest in here. I'm going to save it just because anytime that I mention something, it always gets not be able to happen type of thing. So I'm going to save it for now to this announcement. Just saying that we're going to try and do a Halloween episode at the end of the month because it is the last Saturday before Halloween. But in the coming weeks, we're going to have some guests on, talk about how they got involved with movies, filming, their primary job on a movie set as well as like what got them interested. Just chit chat. We probably won't have as much musical interludes, as it were, because I do want to interview them, and that's what the show is really about. It's about sharing interest in movies and such. The score and the music that we play on here, it's not just a filler, but it's also, like I have a passion for movies, and started from a young age, and music was a big part of it, and that's why I like coming on the radio and talking about it and sharing this music, especially the score, because people don't really understand that to make a scene in a movie, it's all about the score. You watch a movie of, like a scary movie, you take away the score, it's not that scary. You put in the score, it's scary as hell, Like the scariest movies were ones where you can't see what's happening. Like you think of Frankenstein and Dracula, you don't see them killing anybody when they do, or biting somebody, or, it goes off screen, and it has to happen with the score as well. So, yeah, so in the coming weeks we'll have some more, and Yeah. So, this has been, again, this is like the third week in a row. We're running out of stuff to talk about.
Well, there's always stuff to talk about. Just, you're afraid to touch that superhero thing now.
You're off now.
I don't even know what happened here. It just kind of went all funny. Is it on now?
Yeah,
there we go.
Okay.
You're afraid to touch the superhero thing because of what I said, the superhero hour of power. And it instantly took away everything you want to talk about. But it's fine to talk about superhero movies nowadays are a lot more mainstream than they were like back in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
So that's what is popular to talk about at the moment.
Oh yeah. I just put it in my hand so I can say something. But,
yeah, it's your show.
It's my show. Never mind. Get back to like. I'm getting now excited for Tuesday now because of new DVDs because of this one coming out. You mentioned the '80s movies and all that, and I might as well just say it out because it is a superhero movie. Masters of the Universe 25th anniversary comes out on Blu-ray.
Yeah,
right on.
I remember watching that movie when I was younger. I was like, "This isn't He-Man."
It's
weird. Where's Battle Cat? There's no Battle Cat in this one.
Courtney Cox is in it.
This is the live action one.
The live action
right
one.
on. Yeah.
And it comes out on the Blu-ray. I don't know why I didn't mention that earlier in that segment, but it's how can you forget that? Like,
Skeletor is pretty good, that movie though. Just the makeup and everything was pretty good. They did a good job.
Yeah. They made a joke about it on Robot Chicken where they're talking to Evil Lynn and the daughter of Man at Arms.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name?
Tila.
She keeps on calling her Evelyn. I thought it was Evelyn. It's Evil Lynn. So, I just want to mention that we will be. I know James had mentioned earlier to me that he won't be here next week because it is Thanksgiving next weekend. In case we don't get on air next week, I do want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving next weekend. To you, James, as well, especially because you won't be here next week. Catherine, if we want to do this, you going to show up?
Sure.
Okay, I'll drag you. Okay. So yeah, next weekend's next week.
You'll be my special guest.
Yes.
Okay.
So next weekend we're gonna have much more news.
You do a Thanksgiving themed real music next week.
Yeah, it's gonna be all movies
thanks Scooby movies.
Yeah. So Scooby Doo and all that. So that's our time for today. For another week, it's gone by. Another week of movies. So go out, spend some money on some movies, and just enjoy yourself in the movies, and just listen away to the movies, and just listen and watch and everything. I have no idea.
You know what you should do? You should pick a favorite movie that you like, and you should say, try to watch it this week. That way, there you add something.
I'm going to start that next week.
Okay, you start that next week. Well, remember, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're done our hour, as it were. Our super hour. And so this has been Real Music on CKLU 96.7. And, of course, I'm your host, OJ, with
James
and Catherine.
And have a week.
What?
Okay.
I was say you broke it.
No, I know it went to Q.
What'd I do? Yeah, so it sounds like it worked anyway. This thing.